Hello and welcome to another recap of 90 Day Fiance the Other Way. It is season 2, episode 17. Another 2-hour long episode. But guess what? We're going to get through it fast because one of the couples has been cut out because they're too ridiculous, or she's too ridiculous. The whole thing is just a big old pile of steaming bullshit. And also, I think that one person might actually have some sincere intentions in it and is therefore having his life destroyed. And this will be the last time I say their names. That is Brittany and Yazan. I don't believe a word coming out of her mouth. I don't believe that she ever wanted to marry him or try to make a go of living in Jordan. I'm not even going to go into any more reasons why I don't want to recap them, other than just to say that I don't waste my time on nonsense. And so I wish Yazan the best. I hope that he's able to find a nice Jordanian girl and have a lovely family and hopefully repair the rift with his family, and that will maybe teach him not to think that you can take a girl off American social media and throw her into your culture. Maybe next time don't do that, because it would be highly unusual for that to work. But anyway, I started recapping at this time and I was like, nope. After about the first 3 sentences out of her mouth, I was like, no, yeah, no, don't care, bye. Okay. All right, we're starting on another couple that is also on my last nerve, and that is Jenny and Sumit. Yeah, Jenny felt like Sumit stood up to his parents for her. That's great that you felt that, but the fact is, honey, he's never going to stand up to them in the way that you think you want him to, which is to say, I don't care what you think. I'm marrying Jenny. She's the love of my life. I'm willing to never see you again. I'm willing to cut off my family and all my duties as a son and everything involving my dharma and my karma and my Hindu religion. I'm just going to throw it out the window for Jenny because Jenny loves him. Jenny loves Sumit. Sumit, he promised her, he told her he would do this, and it doesn't matter how it started. It doesn't matter if this whole thing started on a lie. The fact is, Sumit has to stand up and be a man, and then he has to fight for her. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to hear about them having sex. Apparently she was so impressed that, yeah, okay. Don't want to know. And, yeah, again, your parents are never going to be okay with this, and no, you're never going to leave your parents, and, so let's move on. All right. Oh, actually, the only thing I'll tell you is, yeah, Sumit got her a ring in America. Why? Again, what is this, the new thing? You crazy kids out there? Getting engaged before you're divorced? It's a new thing I wasn't familiar with, but hey, it would be cuter if this were a cute couple. This is not a cute couple. Okay, Sumit says, we have a plan to get married. Yeah, no. So basically, she kind of rejects the ring at this point and says, no, I'd rather wait till you're divorced. She would rather have the engagement done publicly. That's never gonna happen. Yeah, he says, well, I'm not divorced yet in India, so we can't have an engagement ceremony. An Indian engagement ceremony is a big damn deal. It is done in front of many people, and it is a big damn deal. And that will never, ever happen. Yeah, no. Not going to happen. Not between Jenny and Sumit. Because you have to have family to do something like that. Yeah. Okay. All right. In other words, don't hold your breath. Okay. Ari and Biniyam, baby Simba, the temporary name. Ari is ready to go to their rental home. She feels overwhelmed as usual. Car seats are not mandatory in Ethiopia. So it's a very short distance from the hospital to the apartment. And Biniyam assumes that she can just hold the baby in the car for a few blocks. which obviously as Americans we're like, no, newborn baby in a car, no, that makes our, everything go off. But she makes Biniyam walk carrying the baby to the house from the hospital rather than put the baby in the car. And I do have to say, Biniyam's absolutely right. An African street in an African city, being a pedestrian, holding a baby in your arms is way more dangerous than having a baby in the car, because in the car you're probably only going to be going 5 miles an hour because the traffic is so bad. So, but walking, you could be hit, you could stumble, because there's a lot of, the streets are not even. It's not like they're all paved and nice like here. There's a lot of reasons why it was a lot more dangerous for him to walk carrying Simba home, but Ari had to have what Ari had to have. Okay. So the family is there at the house to bless them, bless the new baby, and to bless Ari as a mom into the home with incense, which is very pretty. They slaughter a sheep, which is a major part of welcoming a baby into the home in Ethiopian culture and other African cultures. She's very upset by this. I understand. We don't let me look. I love animals. I eat only fish. I'm pescatarian. I always say this all the time. Yeah, so I try to eat animals as rarely as possible, and yeah, I don't want to see that either in front of me. However, you are Jewish, and I can tell you as a Jew that about 25% of the Torah is repeated over and over again, instructions on how to slaughter animals, what things to offer for different holidays and on different days and for different occasions, and for this kind of sin and that kind of sin, and what for an atonement, and what for a scapegoat, and how to there's a whole lot of ritual animal slaughter in the Torah. So I don't think that a Jew, yeah, we don't do this anymore. It's true. We don't have, but the only reason we don't do it is not because, oh no, that's too mean to the animals. The reason why Jews don't slaughter animals anymore is because there's no Beis HaMikdash. There's no holy temple. It's we think we know where some of the foundations are and some of the outer walls, but we don't have a Beis HaMikdash, and these sacrifices have to be performed around and in the Beis HaMikdash. So that's why we don't sacrifice. Not because suddenly Jews became like, oh no, a little baby sheep, we can't kill him anymore. No, it's still in the Torah. Now maybe a lot of modern Jews, if there was suddenly a Beis HaMikdash, they would say, no, we still don't want to do the sacrifices, let's do it symbolically. But I can tell you that religious Jews would totally go right back to sacrificing animals. So yeah, don't be so precious about the sacrificing the animal, Ari. You're a Jew. Okay. You're not a Buddhist. You're a Jew. All right. All right. Oh, here's another one we're leaving. Bye, Devan. Bye, Jihoon. Dull and duller. Farewell. I don't think you end up together. I don't think you belong together. I think you are really boring television. I think that little baby is adorable. I wish your children well. I wish you well. Get off my computer screen. I'm not recapping you anymore. You are too boring. I mean, I gotta show you like one more pictures of Devon's eyes. Just that. Yeah, the word is dull, not dumb, not stupid. I didn't say that. Dull. Those are some dull, expressionless eyes. Okay, so bye Devan, bye Jihoon, bye Brittany, bye Yazan, but wishing the babies and wishing Yazan well. Okay. I had taken notes, but I've sliced them out. You are no longer part of this. I am the goddess of this recap, and I will decide who is going to be in or out. And you're out. Yay, Kenny and Armando! Ah, thank God. Okay, so Kenny and Armando are with Hannah in the car driving back to Mission. Everything went well with the family. They realize now that it really went about as well as they could have possibly prayed for. Hannah asks how Armando feels about living with Kenny, and Armando says he's so happy, and Hannah says she's so happy too. This is the first time she has her own room, and seeing her run into a room where her toys are all organized in the closet, and it's really cute, it's adorable. She's just in heaven, and Kenny and Armando are so happy. I think they're just, yeah, they're gonna be awesome parents. Okay, swipe left over the grifter, who's now in Florida. and her poor Jordanian boyfriend. I'm not saying that he's totally innocent. He might have wanted to be on a TV show too. I'm not saying that, but just in general, I just feel like, yeah, the whole thing makes me just cringe. Okay, back to Ari and Biniyam. This is going to be super fast recap. Back to Ari and Biniyam. They meet Biniyam's family, his aunts, the older relatives. They come to the house to see baby Simba. The women are dressed beautifully. Oh, gorgeous. The aunts and sisters and brothers, they all want to hold the baby. The aunts are beautiful. One of the aunts, who I think is the eldest, she must be the senior one. She speaks the most. She's very, very regal. She looks like a queen. She's gorgeous. Are they going to baptize him? They want to know. Ari says we don't know because I'm not a Christian, and we talked to a priest and he said that I would have to convert first and become Ethiopian Orthodox before the baby can be baptized. But the aunts are like, nah, I know a guy. There's always that in every religion. Now, don't worry, I know a guy. We can get it taken care of. You don't have to convert. We can still get the baby baptized. Because it is so important in their culture and their religion. The aunts are like, I'll organize, we'll organize everything. We'll put it together. Don't even worry. We'll get the priest. We'll set everything up. And Ari looks so mad, but I'm like, this is really important for his family, and it's really important for Biniyam. There really isn't a way to compromise on it. And again, to quote Miranda from Sex and the City, when she doesn't want to have Brady baptized, you know, the point is, Steve says to her, look, if you don't believe in it, it's just a little water. It's not a big deal. Just do it. Do it to make the other, do it to make the other family happy. It doesn't mean that you have to believe in hell and original sin and the devil and all that. Just do it. Just do it to make them happy. It's not like it's a horrible ceremony. It's beautiful. It will probably be a beautiful ceremony. Okay, Jenny and Sumit, there's bad news. Oh no. There's a criminal charge against Sumit from the ex. Oh, there's allegations of abuse. She still hasn't dropped these allegations, and she also wants him to pay another $500 a month. They're already paying her a lump sum of $20,000. They're living off Jenny's Social Security, which would only be possible if you were living in India. You could live on Social Security in India, and you see they have a pretty nice house. Yeah, it is a little bit on the outskirts. It's on not the best side of town, but not, when I say not the best side of town, when I say not the best side of town, I mean because it's out there a little bit and it's like on the edge of agricultural land, but it's not like it's, horrible. I don't understand why Sumit can't work. Have we established why Sumit cannot work or does not work or will not work, or he does work but we never hear about it? Did I miss something? Someone please fill me in on the comments. Okay, there's just more. I think this sounds like more delaying tactics. I don't know. I don't trust Sumit. I don't trust Jenny either. They've completely lost my sympathy, and I loved them. I was so rooting for them. I thought they were cute. I thought they were really in love. I mean, maybe they are really in love, but now I just think they're really selfish and short-sighted, and I think that Sumit is just leading her on. He knows deep in his heart this is never going to happen. He is never going to give up his family to be with Jenny. No. Okay, back to Addis Ababa. The baby's name is going to be Aviel Biniyam Shibre. Aviel is okay. That's a nice Hebrew name. Avi, I just know so many Avis. And Avi's always like the guy who is always kind of like making the deal. And I don't know. There's something about Avi. I'm not crazy about Ari or Avi. Yeah, I think I'm associating it to specific people in my life, probably. It's just not my favorite. Ariel and Aviel, Avi and Ari are just not my favorite names. There's so many beautiful Hebrew names. I love Asher. I think that's a beautiful name. Anyway, okay. But that's okay. That's great. You know what? They settled on a name. It's a Jewish first name. It's an Ethiopian second name after his dad. And then his last name is Shibre, which is nice. It's, Okay. He is so happy to have his new family because he misses his other son terribly. And he just, having lost his parents when he was young, you could just see it in his eyes. He's so happy. He feels like he's just been blessed. Even though Ari complains, and she's a lot, he just is so happy to have this family. He's so happy to have the baby, and he's so happy to have Ari. And I hope that soon he can just relax and stop worrying, because I feel like part of him is still kind of like, are you going to leave me? And I totally get it. I totally get it. Okay, baptism comes around again. You know, she's like, well, we don't believe in hell, so baptism is kind of a tough thing for Jews. He's begging her. Finally, she says, you know what? Again, with the Steve and Miranda, the little glimpse I gave you. Basically, she's like, you know what? It means so much to you. It doesn't mean anything to me, so we should do it for you and your family. And that's nice. And you know what? The other thing is, a blessing from any God is wonderful. I will take a blessing and a prayer from any positive religion. I don't want it to be somebody who's practicing like black magic or something like that, but you know, any blessing from any religion that's basically a positive, love each other, be good to each other, you know, good acts will lead you to some kind of good end, either like a better next life or paradise or whatever. Yeah, bless me, pray for me, fine, I don't care. Go to the ceremony, whatever, I'm fine. It's beautiful. You can never have too much God in your life, however, you know, or if your God is just good acts or kind deeds to people, whatever, you can never have too much. Okay. All right. But the child is going to be raised in both faiths, and there's going to be no talk of hell. He's not going to be raised with, you know, the devil and hell and all that, which is, yeah, I could have done without that probably. Okay. So now, Ari's happy. She loves him so much. We finally see her showing love for him, because the whole time it's been like, oh, the emergency C-section, oh, this, that, the choices. And now we see her looking at him like she really loves Biniyam. And Biniyam's so happy. Okay, Kenny and Armando. There's just a little tension kind of thrown in here. Just because when they're out and about, Armando spoils Hannah a lot. She does. Look, he's happy to have her, and he's happy to have her full time now. And I think he's like just thrilled. So he's doing what a lot of parents do. He's going overboard, and everything she wants, she gets. I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And it's already kind of like getting too much, because you can tell it's when the kids are like, oh, do you think I could have that? And when they get to the point where, okay, which are you going to give me? Are you going to give me ice cream or the purse? That whole thing was like, that's very manipulative. You gotta check that. You gotta check that young. I am not a mother, but I helped raise a child, and he was really good. But he would have those little things, and you just kind of have to check them as they go along. But you can still, you know, because you want to give them everything, you can still give them a lot. You can still give them a lot. Okay, yeah, Kenny was a much more strict father. Kenny, I need you to stop bitching and learn Spanish. You are not currently working. I believe you are now retired. Learn Spanish. Get Rosetta Stone. Get Duolingo. Learn Spanish. It is one of the easiest languages to learn for an English speaker. Get it. I don't want to hear him complaining the whole time. Okay, back Jenny and Sumit, the criminal charges were all dropped. There's not going to be any monthly payments either. This is great news for Jenny, she thinks. And the first mutual divorce motion is filed. That's the first of many. It's a slow process. Like I said, I've been through it with my girlfriend in India. It is a slow process. Okay. All right. And then we're cutting out, yep, no, we don't cover them anymore. In the future, I won't even have notes for them, so I won't have to do this. I just won't mention them. We're just going to ignore them and pretend they don't exist. And there's so many other great recappers out there, and maybe ones that love them and spend lots of time on them. So if they're your favorite couples, you can go and you can watch other recappers. Okay, Ari and Biniyam take the baby for a checkup and to get his vaccines. This is also when they circumcise the baby. She has mixed feelings about circumcision, and suddenly when the baby's in there, and they actually kind of take the baby away without her knowing it. She knew the baby was going to be circumcised, but I think she was nervous because she went out of the room for a second, came back in, and Biniyam was like, oh yeah, the baby's in. He's been taken in to get ready for circumcision, and she's mad. She's like, wait, no, I want to know everything that's happening. I want to be with him. You know, I can understand why she's very protective. But it really pisses her off, and she gets really weird all of a sudden. She's like to Biniyam, she's like, don't touch my baby, don't touch him, don't touch him. She becomes very protective suddenly about his penis, not wanting it to be circumcised. Again, it's funny because she's Jewish, and no Jew would dream of being uncircumcised, but so she actually, at the end of the episode, we see her kind of like taking the baby away without being circumcised, which is interesting. You know, it's a personal choice for a man these days, I guess. In a lot of cultures, it traditionally was not a choice. It was something that was done. But I don't know. For what it's worth, I vote circumcised, but you know. Okay, on that stupid note, I want to really thank you for joining me for this kind of weird, truncated, sort of chopped episode, but it's because I wanted to go ahead and get it out and go ahead and kind of like rip the band-aid off about getting rid of these two couples. I just can't. Like I'm hanging in there with Jenny and Sumit, mostly because it's India, because, you know, I'm a sucker for India. But yeah, it's okay. And you know, on the bright side, I'm all in for Ari and Biniyam. I really like the way that little family is kind of coming together, and the love is coming together, even with the drama they create. And obviously, Kenny and Armando. Oh, who doesn't love Kenny and Armando? Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I want you to take very, very, very good care of yourself, because it's kind of rough out there right now. The numbers are not great. Vote, and take 3 people to vote with you if you haven't already. And I want you to be good, but not too good. Love you guys. Bye.